Hello, welcome back. It is season 12. We're finally here with the Formula Inter cars. In the commentary box today, it is Alex and Gary. Say hello, Gary.
Hey, how's it going? I'm so excited for this race and this new season. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started indeed. So this is the track pool. We have 8 glorious tracks to visit over this season, and the first one picked out of the hat is Virginia South. We've never been to Virginia before in the Mutiny in these brand new cars, and we already have qualifying up. Let's go.
All right, first up, we got Cumsum with a blazing 1:13.4, Rodders, then Viltec in 3rd, TTR in 4th, Nate in 5th, Shattered in 6th, Alex in 7th, Debug in 8th, John D, followed by J Rook and Garrett, and I don't even know the rest of it because we're going so fast today, but we got a really cold. Yeah, we got a cold, exciting track here in Virginia, and the temperatures are going to make for a very exciting race with these cars. I think it won't be as fast as we're used to in the Mutiny, but we will have very competitive wheel-to-wheel racing for that, I am sure.
Yeah, we got the Formula Inters. If you have not been aware, we are doing the Formula Inters this season. Tiny cars, slower than an F4. They have tiny little engines in them, and you got to get everything out of them. The setup options are pretty much null, basically. So it's, do you want rear wing and some tire pressures? So it's going to make for a really interesting season.
Yeah, and camber may be the only other element, and even then it's not that wide of a range. But it could be something we could see playing with depending on temperatures and maybe a little tire pressure here and there. But again, not drastic changes you'll be able to make.
So if you're new to it, we do, this is the same format we used for our F3 season, where we do a grid, we do a qualifying session, and then we have a sprint race, which is a short 15-minute race, which is what we're doing right now in a reverse grid order. And here we go off the line. It's Cracker Cold One, so he qualified last, but he's taking us away down the main straight. And you can see the spray. The weather has not been kind to the drivers this weekend. It is cold and wet as they all head down to turn 1.
Lots of 3 wide there. I saw Old Boy making a move. We've got some action already to start.
Yeah, that looks like orange in an orange car going down the inside and taking the lead. As through the middle, it looks to be okay. Let's follow them as they come round. At the back here, we have the guys who qualified in first. Oh, and a few are off. That looks like Garrett. No!
Yep, some T1 fun.
Oh, in the wet grass, trying to make it through. Lots of chaos here already as we start, and you can see the new track map. AMS2 has updated. We've got a little yellow flag in the corner to show the offs, and you can see this track is tight and small, and the cars are still trying to find their place in this grid.
Yeah, we got 3 wide going in places 3 wide shouldn't be happening, but that is going to make for some exciting racing.
It is indeed, and there are cones going everywhere as we're on board with Debug. If you followed the last few seasons, you'll know what a weapon Debug is, and he's going side by side there with Viltec as they come up the hill, over the top, down towards the end of the first lap, braking hard, and they don't know where the braking zones are going to be.
Yeah, so we got the tracks at 8 degrees Celsius with wet temperatures. It's definitely going to make for some thrilling side-by-side racing, and we can already see it's wreaking havoc in all the fun ways.
And here we go. That is TTR and Debug down the main straight here, fighting their way through the pack as they come up on top of the hill. We change on board to Rodders here as he comes braking into that first corner. So it's pretty much you got hairpin, downhill chicane, another hairpin, maybe a fast chicane, another hairpin, and that's the lap. So plenty of overtaking opportunities here for everyone. Let's go on board here. So we're side by side. This is TTR and Debug as they come through the chicane, round the hairpin at the bottom of the hill. And looks like TTR might be going through, but Debug is still on the inside as they head down towards this chicane, which leads them onto the back straight. They're side by side still. Oh, wheels in the grass. And look at that. It's cost him.
Yeah, every little mistake. Yeah, and every mistake with these cars is going to net someone a position, and how tight this racing is. So you got to have such clean racing in order to do well, because one mistake has just set you back so much.
And look at that, Viltec straight up there into 6th place, and Cumsum right behind him. Those two looking like the season championship favorites already out the gate. They're great qualifying and pre-season speeds as we go on board with NDF and now over to Old Boy in the McLaren in P2, just behind Orange. So this battle for the lead is heating up in the cold temperatures down here.
Yeah, let's see if he makes a move here. It's a really tricky spot with this downhill here. It's you got to really get on the brakes soon in order to slow your car down, but then you got to also rotate it immediately as soon as you get to the bottom of this hill. And yeah, he's got a great overtake there. Well done.
That was a great move. These two have seemingly quite a gap behind them, 4 seconds back to Leclerc. So something has gone on there in the midfield pack we may not have quite seen. But those two, you can see them just off in the distance behind there. And this is the rest of the pack fighting for the scraps of who's going to be on the podium. Sorry. As there looks to be some chaos here from the heli cam. Who was that? I think that might have been. It's hard to say who that was. That was one of the Saubers, maybe Artie.
I think it may have been Artie.
Mid-pack there, TTR goes off. That is, I think that's Nate Delta and Garrett. Yeah, fighting their way through with Shattered Compass. Some experienced drivers there, all getting through. And wow, this is taking a while for everyone to sort of still find their place. Everyone is still new to these cars.
Yeah, one of the things that's really interesting about this car, even though it's low power and not heavy on the downforce because of the speed, you can still get a really strong slipstream on some of these straights if it's long enough. So it'll be interesting to see if this straight here is just long enough to really to take advantage of that. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone can get some overtakes there, because there's not a whole lot of overtaking opportunities on this track.
No, there is not, and that's Kumsum making his way round the outside and from pole climbed all the way through, and he's up to 4th position alongside Viltec, and they are now going to hunt down the leaders of ABC 123 Old Boy and Orange. How long can they hold up? It is lap 5 of the 15 minutes, and we're 7 minutes in, give or take. And Rodders as well, 9th place, qualified 2nd if I believe. So just taking a little bit long to get through the field, maybe taking it a bit more cautiously. Right behind Debug, a tricky character to overtake here.
Yeah, might be trying to see if they can get some heat into those tires to get some more grip. As this because it's not raining, so as these cars do more and more laps, we'll see if they can dry the track up and tires get up to temp and maybe push in some of these corners that you might be lifting in the first few laps.
And you can see today we have a very full grid. 20 drivers made it out, and we even had some reserve drivers trying to make it in. John D being one of them. Experienced pair of hands here, making his way through up into 5th place in that Renault car. He's got the seat for the weekends. And again, what a great move. That is Debug and Rodders going through on Leclerc. Alex as well, newcomer rookie here, doing a great job in that Jaguar, up into 9th place. Is some great liveries we got here as we got some side-by-side action. That is Orange and ABC yet again, and look behind them. That is the leaders of Kumsum and Viltec, the pole and 3rd place, I believe.
Yeah, and that spot where they were side-by-side is a very tricky spot to go side-by-side, and it's a hard spot currently with the track conditions, I would imagine, to go full tilting with throttle. And so there's some lifting. Are you going to push hard enough? How much rear downforce do you have on the wing? Plant the car, and it's is that going to make up for it on this straight here, which you can see Viltec's already trying to make a move on Orange, it seems like.
He was trying to go around the outside. Kumsum was looking around the inside. Orange held his position somewhat in the middle of the track, saying, if you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it the hard way. And they come down this short straight that we were talking about earlier. Just enough speed here. Will Viltec have it? Doesn't look like he has pulled along back behind Orange as they go through the tight chicane down the hill. I think that chicane's almost as bad as Corkscrew. I've got to say, maybe not as steep, maybe not as tight, but certainly catches you out. Has a similar vibe.
Especially with these weather conditions, because if you brake too late, you're going into the grass. There's no doubt about that, and that's the last thing you want, because you're gonna, how tight this grid is. You're gonna lose at minimum 2 to 3 positions doing that in most cases.
We've seen drivers just stick 2 wheels onto the grass, and it's cost them dearly. So let's go through lap 7. Old Boy is leading against Orange, ahead of Viltec, ahead of Kumsum, ahead of John D. And then we got Jay Rukanese on the grids. They're your top 6 with Debug just behind. And that is where the positions... Oh, as Viltec is looking around the outside as he comes down the main straight. Orange on the inside. Is he going to break late? He holds it. Ooh. It's getting spicy out there. Oh, it's Kumsum tap. Viltec in the rear. That is not great. He holds position though.
And also, by the way, great defending by Orange there to hold off Viltec and Kumsum, who have shown faster pace in qualifying to hold both of them off. That's some skill there.
And if you're not familiar, the reason I mentioned the top 7 in total is they will be the drivers getting points today for the sprint. So if you qualify on pole, you have the most work to do to get into the top 7. And here we go. This is Viltec back down into 10th position as he goes up the inside of Shattered Compass. Around this corner, this is onto the back straight. This is where we're saying going too wide is pretty tricky because it's a really fast kink in the left. You want to be flat out there so that you're not sitting duck as you enter the final 2 turns. The 2 right-handers here, which lead you back onto the main straight.
And not the easiest corner to go flat out on either, too, with these conditions, because the downforce just isn't what you would expect in a Formula 4, Formula 3 car, and so you got to get that racing line just right.
That is right. We have 2 retirees. Oh no, we have 1 retiree at the moment. It looks like Bumble and Crack a Cold One, who started on the front row, having qualified last, is back into last place. And so here we go. This is Nate versus Leclerc. Nate down the inside in that wonderful Jordan replica livery. And if you don't know, these liveries are looking absolutely amazing. Part of the mod community of AMS2. Fantastic as always. And if you did notice there, we have inserted a livery of our own, the Team Adamo Motorsport Racing. The purple cars, you will see them around.
This is an interesting race here between Rodgers and Alex with the rookie here. He's shown really, he's not afraid to go in there and attack. And Rodgers is someone who tends to be a little bit of a clean racing driver. And so it'll be interesting to see how their styles kind of go head to head here.
It will be. Alex has shown a great turn of pace. Much the same way that sort of Rodgers came out of nowhere. We know his experience from racing before. So this is another driver with a ton of racing experience before, but brand new to the Mutiny. So just trying to figure out his place here in the pack and understanding who's what. This is going to be terrifying for your first few races to learn how people race here. And Rod is showing him clean respect there, but as well at the same time showing him the wheel going, yeah, I'm going to be here. Qualified 7th, so he's had to make up a ton of positions to get up into that top 6 position. He's there right now, and the 2 Lotus drivers side by side there didn't want to take each other out, and that's a fearsome duo, you got to say, in those Lotus liveries. As we're on board with Viltec, who goes, I don't know what fearsome is, up into P8.
Yeah, he is. He had a clean overtake there on Shattered earlier, and he's obviously feeling very comfortable with that corner, and he just proved that again.
Proved it again, you were right. And this is Orange and ABC. Oh no, it's out. That's
Rodgers and Alex. They must have gotten tangled up with one another.
Yeah, and that's one of the scary parts of open wheel racing, is when one wheel goes in between the person's other 2 wheels, and you will get tangled up, and just there's no controlling either car. As we see Orange
making moves.
Oh, he is trying it, and Debug's gone into the front. I think that was a collision there between maybe Old Boy and Orange.
Orange looked like he went wide or something must have happened there.
Oh, that is heartbreak. But Debug suddenly going, hey, thank you very much, guys. I wasn't expecting that. I'll take this.
Cheers.
And right behind him is John D, reserve driver this season in the Renault car. You'll probably be seeing him take whichever free seats he can for this season. if you've watched the races before, you will know how strong John is as a driver. As we're on board with Orange, and that mistake has cost him dearly from second place down to 10th. And Viltec has suddenly made the moves up into 4th, up into 3rd as they come round the left hand of the fast kink.
And he was at 3rd, got into the accident with, or some hit him. He went back to 10th, and now he's back up into 3rd again. He is showing some really lightning pace today.
And here we go. This is lap 11. I think this is pretty much going to be it, is it not? And that is it. Debug takes it. He's going to be ecstatic about his first, I think it's his first win at all, but definitely first sprint win.
That's right. That's right.
Wow, that has taken him a little bit of time, but we have talked about it for a while. He has been on the pace, and he stayed clean there, kept his nose clean, went through all the trouble, and that's all it takes sometimes. Some clever driving as he coasts around the first corner. Wow. I tell you what, there was no time for a breath there.
Yeah, that was, I'm going to have to do some breath work after that to control. But yeah, it's exciting. Non-stop action, and what a great first race for the Mutiny for this season.
And let's have a look at the race results here. So, in the end, Debug gets it. Viltec in second place. So, British duo on the podium with Shattered Compass taking 3rd place there. Wow, and fastest lap. J. Rook in 4th place there. Old Boy Bob in 5th. That's ABC. John D in 6th. Come Some in 7th. So, they're your point scorers right now. A couple of penalties there for those two. Move down the order. So, just out of the points, we've got Rodders, Garrett, Leclerc, NDF, Alex down into 12th after that mishap. Orange down into 13th with a 10-second penalty, probably for that collision that we saw. It was kind of sore. Then you've got Nate, Maxi, TTR, Onyx, Artie, Cracker Cold One, and Bumble. But you've got to hand it driver of the day, surely, Debo.
Yep, kept his nose clean and made the most of it. Well done.
Thank you for joining us with this action-packed opening to the season. If you don't know now, we are going to go and see the feature race, half an hour of the same track, back in qualifying order.